Congratulations. How long was you there? 45 days?
Like 115.
No, that's
good. That's 4 months. That's 4 months. You put in some work.
He went a long way. That's good.
Now I'm going to their sober house too now.
Oh,
okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, all right. Wow, you going the whole way. Give him another bell.
Because you know, in the past, where people would recommend me to do that, and I was like, no, I got this.
That's right.
I'm gonna go over here. And you know, I had some other choices, but I'm like, I'm not feeling none of this.
Yeah.
You know, so they said, why don't you go down to Miss B's until something really sticks out like it's gonna fit.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? For once in my life, I'm gonna take that advice and hopefully come up with a different result.
That's right, brother. That's right. Well, just on the strength of that, you get the chocolates for tonight. You can open them up. Send them down to Nate. Let him open up a box of chocolates. All of that. You can't have certain things, but you can have a box of chocolates. Hey, man, that is so amazing. Well, why are we talking about TP? TP's annual gala is this Friday. It's this Friday at
5 to 8. At
6 to 8. 6 to 8 at Earl Brown Heritage Center. Just loaded it. It's 6 to 8. Can you make it? Will, can you make it out there? You and I keep it? I don't know.
Perhaps.
Oh, okay. I need a little. Let me know.
Okay. No, I will. Real good.
Can you make it?
I can make it because today I went to phase 3.
Oh man, come on. Woo!
And you know, and then the whole thing about phase 3 is like it's ISR, and today I did it, but it was a little text. You know what I'm saying? It was a little text. I want you to hear this one out, Pops. I'm gonna wait it out. So,
Come on, man.
there was a little text about the whole situation as far as he's telling me now, oh, wait till Friday, you know, but I'm off today.
Yeah.
The reaction he thinking I was going to give him, it wasn't going down.
Right.
Well, I done did all this time, boy, I ain't finna be, you know, I'm not finna give you no.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Okay, you know, that's no problem. I can wait till Friday, you know, from 6 in the morning to 10:30 at night, you know. I can wait. Yeah, so it was just, you know, it's a beautiful thing,
It's
you know.
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm like, look,
That's a
I done like this. He didn't even see me, I done like this.
Come on, man. Give me some more. Man, that was so powerful, man. Man, I'm proud of you. You know, and then just complete this last phase.
Yeah.
And we're gonna give you the graduation certificate from ISI. You know that's hard to do, everybody. You know it's
Actually,
hard
there
to
you
do.
go, right here.
I'm going out there and go talk to him.
Yes, hello.
Did it go down this way?
Yeah, and
Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And some more
Yes,
good
sir.
news. And you know, my son has an announcement today. Go ahead and make your
Got
announcement. Go ahead.
Got a new car?
Uh-huh.
I got some tea.
Oh! Right. Y'all ain't clever enough. Y'all ain't clever enough for it.
Doug, you got a bow, huh?
That's a double up.
That's a double up.
Yeah. You know what?
Say that was Doug.
You know what, man? I swear. And you know, just thinking about Ronnie Baker. I'm sorry to bring that up.
That's okay.
You know, Ronnie, this boy had the biggest, prettiest smile for a man with no tooth in his mouth. I just couldn't understand how you could have a nice smile with no tooth. And you know, from my day, back in my day, you can't go outside with no tooth. You gotta wait till it's the time to go to the dentist. You leave from the house, you go to the dentist, and you put the tooth in, then you can come out. But after that, I mean, otherwise you shut down.
No swag.
No swag. But Ronnie could he could pull it off. I don't know how he could do it. But now, you know who else could do it was Doug. Doug had no teeth, but he had a big, beautiful smile. And then, now let's see this one. Oh! Oh, I love it, man. We're making progress in here, man.
Y'all saying want to share too? is on Sunday. I have my car now, so I was looking for a church. And so I went over with Mom and Pop and spent service with them. And anybody looking for a church, it's a wonderful church, good message, good people. So anybody looking, I'm going back.
I know that's right. That was beautiful. And we were so surprised and look up and here's Doug in the pews.
Right.
Matter of fact, he beat me. He was over there sitting with my wife. You know what I mean? I'm like, what? They look like they know each other. Get up there and it's fresh.
Hey, bro.
Well, it was nice, man. Nice to have you.
Nice place.
Cal, go ahead, Cal. What you got?
Oh, no, I was
Hey, son.
speaking, but I do have some,
Good to see you.
it's not really bad to me, but I'm gonna hold on to it because they denied me for the housing again. I had 3 pillars of the community, the best people I could find to come in there and share and stuff with these people. Well, one of them was Shane, my PO officer, and another young lady that was filling out the application for me. She did everything she could, but you know, they're gonna always deny us. So I'm not gonna let that take me down. I got maybe 4 or 5 more months on paper, 4 months I should say. And I'm gonna be free. And from there,
Come on.
from there, you know, I'm asking my higher power to work on me, and maybe this wasn't the time for me. Maybe I need to get down south with my little girl that's 11 years old to help on this old lady. Because the lady is like 75 years old. She took care of my little girl since she was 9 months. So my thing is, even though if this happening here, he got another plan for me. And at the place I'm in, everybody loving me because I'm respecting these people and I'm doing what I can now. Keep them with a smile. I'm in much home. I've seen maybe 9 to 10 people die. But see, God got me here. And it's not Calvin doing it. Because I would have ran away from a lot of stuff if I wouldn't have been in this group. I went through this group to come out to find out what my power is. So now I'm tapping into something that's giving me a chance to hold on and not go backwards. And I appreciate you, Mr. Marvin. I appreciate you, Mr. Shane, from allowing me to get a chance to see that even though I'm gonna get some no's, I still got enough power to move forward. And Mr. Marvin, I just like to say this because I know I met you way back in the days when Eden Day was open and you told him, quit playing, this is no game with my life. I heard that voice and I remember that name. And it still sits with me. And I'm glad I was able to get around some people that can hold me in their hand and let me know I can grow too. And that's where I'm at with this thing right now. That I just got to continue being patient and I get a chance to do something that gonna move me forward now. Everybody know I done from the 80s in prison. And after y'all I done seen. And you know what I'm saying? But today, I'm glad to see everybody out here. That I can be able to say, well, I'm holding on. And there's power in this room. And I appreciate the power that's growing me.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Well, and let me just say this about Cal because on Friday, you know, on Friday we was at Ronnie Baker's homegoing, and man, Calvin was so sharp. That boy was in blue and white. And that boy was wearing that blue and black.
Thank you.
I thought somebody was gonna pick you right in there. You know, but thankfully you made it out of there safe. But I tell you what, man, he was so sharp. You know, you did yourself and Ronnie proud. I'm just gonna dovetail right into just a quick. Thank everybody here who could make it. I know people's schedule. I understand it. Friday's a hard time. But Pop Guys really came in there. Hey, Richard. Pop Guys were really in there, and they really showed out for that boy. And it was a beautiful thing. Hey, son. And as a matter of fact, if you didn't get a chance to see his program, I kind of wish they would let us make it, but you know, whatever, but his picture is on it, and Wayne is making everybody a copy who want one. If you want one, just as Ronnie Baker. Let me just share with you. You know, Ronnie, 2 months ago, he was living up at the house, just 60 days ago, doing fine. So it's hurtful. It's hurtful to me, deeply hurtful, to see that boy laying in the casket like that. That's a hard thing. And you know, we hadn't really met Ronnie's family. He kept that seat, you know, kind of on, you know, to the side. But he has a big family, and his auntie was the pastor, and his mom, you know, was a sharp lady, and his family was all there, and his kids. It's the first time I met his kids, and you know, so it was just beautiful. Thank everybody who could make it to Ronnie Baker's homegoing. I just don't know, man. You know, Ronnie Baker was him by himself. There's nobody in the program. They called him Sleepy, because Ronnie didn't do nothing fast. I didn't know that was his nickname, but you know, he just took his time. He just was patient about everything. You know, and Jermaine, yeah, his middle name was Jermaine, and all his family members called him Jermaine. I didn't know who they was talking about. I said, who are they talking about? I realized that was his middle name, and that's the name they used to grow up on. I'm gonna leave it at that, but anybody else who was there who wanna say something, this or that, go ahead and feel free.
Well, for me, it kind of blanked me out because I wasn't expecting to, like, just see him in that mode that he was in. You know, like you said, I met him over in the house. And for some reason, when I was just looking at his face, something was different. You know, they had him dressed up the way the funeral was, but I didn't see him as who he was. You know, I had experienced some stuff. We all go back to our transformation of when we was young, you know, and I have seen that with, you know, for some reason that face just didn't, I couldn't feel it. I was almost blanked out. And stuff was going on there with me, knowing that this was the guy that I met. Because he was having really bad right there.
Very bad. But Calvin, you was there, you was present, you was on point. Anybody else got something to talk about our homegoing for Ronnie Baker?
I think that trauma he experienced the trauma he experienced, the viewing of his body demonstrated him understands enough. Demonstrated what Calvin was mentioning. He wasn't himself. He didn't look like himself at all. And you know, when the funeral home, the morgue has to prepare your body for presentation.
I didn't even look at it.
That's why I said it was kind of blank to me, because I didn't see that. And then something out here was different. It's bad.
Yeah, so we get it. But anybody, if somebody else was there, want to say something?
I was there, man. It's hard for me, man. And we talk about this a lot. When we got a guy that same group full of life, and then we don't see him no more. And then the next time we hear from him, it's on a picture or a t-shirt. And I think that, I don't know why he went there, but you know, I just feel like I just really I wish he would have stayed closer to this. I don't care what nobody say. It just seemed like straight from this, you either end up in cuffs or in a grave.
Well, you know, three of us now have found our way to the other side. Lorenzo, Marcus Glass, and now Ronnie Baker. And to be honest with you, that's really all been within a short span of a year or a little better. So it makes sense what you're saying, and I've seen it even before that. It's not like we ain't cursing nobody. It's just how it goes down. You know, something about that. You know, I'm telling you right now, who we're missing and who I'm concerned about is Travis Westgard. You know who Travis is?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Chenny? Travis Westgard I think he struck out on work at least 3 times. But this last time, he stayed in group, he made it through work release, and got on the regular parole. He came one time after that, but we ain't seen him since. And that thinking is, you know, wow, you know, I made it, I'm out of here.
I'm done.
I'm done. And, you know, and then there's nothing sharpening you. I mean, if you're the smartest one in your circle, you gotta find another circle. Right? That's right. And so, I'm concerned. We're gonna send out an SOS to Travis.
I talked to him a little while ago.
Okay. How long was it a little while?
2 weeks. Because my brother's name is Travis. On my phone, he's Travis, so I always just,
Get them both.
yeah. I'll call him, but oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying? And we chopped it up. And I just asked him how he was doing. He said he's cool. He said he had some job or something like that.
No, he got a good job. That's
That's what he was
I mean, that's fine. Anyway, though, we got a visitor here from Turning Point, and why don't you introduce yourself to the group, brother, and tell us a little bit about what's happening with you.
All right, my name is Divine Muhammad. Some of these guys know me as Charles Williams or Chaz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Chaz.
Yeah. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I work at Turning Point. I've been in long-term recovery, man, for a long time. I've been out of prison, man, since 1997, and don't intend on going back. You know, I just want to share a little bit about myself, man. I grew up, man, over north here, man. You know, we all know gang stuff, you know, being in the streets, man, on drugs, off and on. You know, I've been through all that, man, through a large part of my life, 15 years of my life, in and out of jail. You know, and I'm 57, so that's a lot of time, knowing that I had to grow up to be 18, you know. And so, you know, I had a grandmother and I had a father, you know, and, you know, it was a struggle growing up, you know. And I tend to gravitate to people outside of my family, man. I tend to gravitate to the streets, you know. And that's one thing I figured out, because I had been sober since 1990 and got clean. I got clean in 1990 and was trying to get myself together, and I went back to prison for another stint. That was the last time. And what happened was I had to figure out and doing 2 years in SEG, in and out of SEG, and I had to figure out, well, what is my problem? Yeah. It's not the drugs. Now I know it's the criminal lifestyle, because I had 2 jobs, you know, Catholic Charities, and I was Turning Point's, Shane, I was Turning Point's first HIV intern and sexually transmitted disease intern in 1992. And Peter gave me the Role Model of the Year Award.
Sarah was there. Who passed away?
Yeah, and Hafiz was my counselor, and L. Houston was the director there, but them are my mentors. Legitimately, because them guys were like, they stood on me and twist my neck when nobody else would, you know. This one? Oh, strawberry. Yeah, so, you know, that's a little bit about myself. But yeah, I work at Turning Point now, and what I am is a peer recovery coach. And what I do, I went from working, being a linkage coordinator. Now I'm a peer recovery coach, which what that is that I help guys just formulate a plan to stay out of jail, stay on drugs, and, you know, just do as much as I can to advocate for them with the doctors and their POs. And, you know, if I can say anything to the court for somebody, I will. If I can do anything for housing, jobs, whatever, it don't matter. I'm the advocate part plus the coach. So because I mean, I changed my life a long time ago. I just happened to be out of the loop for 18 years because my wife died of cancer 3 years ago, and I was married for 22 years to her. And when she died,
Was that Nancy, Chad?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah. When she died, I felt almost, you know,
Yes. Sure.
almost lost it. If it wasn't for my baby girls, I wouldn't be here today.
How many girls you have?
2 daughters. I got 4 daughters, but my 2 daughters were with me in Arizona, and we raised them. And you know, she seen them graduate, and you know, she wasn't even a biological mother, but she said, "I'm not going until my babies graduate."
Wow.
You know, and she lived a couple years beyond that. So it was like, and I had to learn, man. She taught me so much about love and just respecting other people, man, because it was hard sometimes to give up the old self, you know, and you know, and say, and be humble. Be humble, you know, and that's what I had to learn humility. So I'm just so thankful that right now I'm here, and I'm recovery coaching at Turning Point. We have the gala, that's Friday. You know, if anybody else could come, man, y'all come and, you know, POP show up,
Absolutely,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's give some love, man. That's
Pop top.
good. Go ahead. Somebody want to say?
Yeah, I had invited Chaz to come. I wanted him to come and speak
Right.
to the group and everything. And we had been talking about him coming. He tried to come, I think a week or 2 ago, and something came up and he couldn't. And he's been a help to my brother, in there and everything. And my brother, he have a situation now, but I'll let him talk about that. But so I just wanted everybody to meet Chaz to see what he's doing, because he's doing the same thing we are, right? He's living a good life now, and so he should be here or feel welcome here. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to invite him here. I guess you could say brother from another father. You know what I mean? He ain't from power people, but he's he's living that good life. So we all really won at the end of the day. When I went in, so I didn't stay for the services. I went in for the viewing. I went there, to see him, and I was just thinking how, wow, how when he woke up that day, to start his day, I'm sure how he always wake up, that, it's no way he could have saw, what was going to happen later on. And it just goes to show you just how precious life is. And, and just why, and it just reminded me, Pops, why, why I need to just keep doing what I need to do, so, I can, just be the best me I could be and enjoy my life, because you never know when your number's called. You know what I'm saying? And so, that day when Rodney, when he woke up, he didn't know his number was going to be called. You know what I mean? And you never know. You don't know. No one knows. So, yeah, man, it just give me more of a sense of urgency, man. Just to do what I'm trying to do. Just achieve my goals. Just keep it moving.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. And Chaz, thank you for sharing the vibe. Thank you for sharing your story with us, a little bit of it. And actually, I didn't know the part about your wife. I didn't realize that you guys experienced all that trauma. And your daughters have been doing well. The two that
Yeah, they are. They're doing real good.
was actually.
Yeah, they struggle. They call me all the time, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Wow. So, brother, you got something? Or?
Yes, I got some.
Go ahead and say your name and make sure about it.
I'm Dakota. Like it started like last week. It's like he was a cook, but he got like promoted to like a class advocate or something. So like I know I phased up. I'm in phase. That's phase 2, but for you to like get your passes and go out on phase 2, you gotta have know like the first 3 steps. Now keep in mind, I know them, but like Friday we was in the group with Mahmoud, and he was giving us food for thought. We having a dialogue, so it was a nice session. So, but he came and got me out of there at a session. So my mind really wasn't on the 3 steps because I was just getting some history lessons. So I went upstairs to his office with him, and I was trying to recite them, but they wasn't coming out right. They chopping them and screwing the whole. So I told him, like, bro, really, my mind ain't on it, so I'll probably like have to get back with you on it, because I was just downstairs getting history lessons, getting some wisdom. So I couldn't recite it to him. But after I left him and went back down there, it came to me. I said them because now I got time to put my mind to do it. So, like, I wasn't supposed to go out until Sunday, but since I wasn't able to recite them that Friday, I couldn't go out with my brother Sunday. But so I chopped it up. Okay, next weekend I get a weekend pass or whatever. What happened? So fast forward to like today.
Come on in. Have a seat. Hey, young lady, how are you? Give us a seat. Slide down one if y'all don't mind. So you'll take your hat off. Come on and sit down. We're so glad to have you. Welcome. Thank you. I'm gonna move real fast. There you go. It's all right. There you go. All right. There you go. Thank you. Be right with you.
So now I'm getting like a little vibe from him, like he's trying to dim my light, because I don't walk around sad all the time with no long face. I keep a smile on my face and I keep it moving. So early on today, he was upstairs with us while we had a cigarette room, we was smoking. So when I sent him in there, I said the 3 for him and gave him the meaning to it from each one of them. But he was like, the meaning I gave him was like, how would he say it was? He got some programs, but so it was like it wasn't good enough for him for the definition. So I gave him one that he was comfortable with. So after that, we go back down for another group, and then when they called for like a 10-minute break, right? So I had used one of my clients, somebody else's phone, because I had to call my lawyer, right? So he thinking I didn't have, I ain't put the phone up in the box, but I had put 3 phones in the box. It was mine, his, and his. But both of our phones went out the night before, so I could make the call. So he see me with the phone, like, that phone wasn't in the box. I'm like, yes it was, but he didn't see me go get the phone. It wasn't my phone to get, it was the pro phone. He got it and gave it to me, so he should see me own it. And I'm telling him, like, you just missed it, bro. He had the phone. He said, I ain't missed nothing. Like, so I'm like, bro, you're not God, you missed it. You just missed it. I'm telling him, you just missed it.
Right.
I ain't telling him who got the phone and gave it to him, but I just said, you just missed it. So it went from that to this and that. But a long story short, though, he said I threatened him. And what I had told him was like, he was studying talking to me, and I'm like, stop talking to me. So I was signing the papers, I forgot to sign in shit. So when he was studying talking, I just stopped talking to me. He said he worked there, he talked, I said, you know right, you right. I spin off and sit down and went from there to I threatened him, told him MF, turning point.
Now he's talking to somebody else now.
That's what, the powers that be his boss. That's what he told them that I said.
That's Greg,
Gary, whoever, or both of them, he told them. But that's what Gary told me. See, for all the time, they would just came downstairs and asked some of the clients that was in the class. There's like 8 or 9 of them downstairs. They still tell you, I ain't threatening him. I wasn't even aggressive towards him. Most of the time I was talking to him, I was sitting way over there while he was sitting in front. I did tell him, I said, you know, you need to be sitting with us because you got traces like you need to be. He said, I am so no, you need to be sitting in the row with us. So he might have got offended from that too.
he did.
But he made it seem like I threatened him or I was aggressive with him and all that, but I wasn't.
So where's it at now?
Oh, they kicked me out today. And it actually messed me up because I was trying to accomplish something that I was trying to finish by when I started.
Right.
I wasn't trying to leave. I feel like I let down a whole lot of people. Me, myself, my brother, my kids, everything.
Right.
It had me messed up. I've shed a few tears today.
Sure, sure. Is there an appeal process or it's just over?
They don't have no appeal process, but I just feel like God don't make no mistakes. If it's meant to be, I would be in there. But one thing I can tell you this, I ain't finna lay down and die though.
Yeah.
I've been down once before. I've been down a few times. I ain't doing nothing but standing up now.
Right. Well, you know, I tell you what. So what's your?
Well, I talked to him earlier, and then I thought he was getting back in.
Right.
And then when I came upstairs from having a one-on-one with one of my guys that I work with,
He was gone.
he was packing up still. And I'm like, wait. I just had some other news, and it changed their mind. But you called me.
Right.
Because me personally, Chuck, remember, Chuck? Chuck was the advocate, and Chuck, I don't remember Chuck kicking anybody out, and I remember Chuck having discrepancies with other clients, but I know he knows how to handle them.
Right.
Dale got a lot to learn.
Sure.
Sure. And he does, he got a lot to learn.
Sure.
And so, it would help if you would go talk to Greg.
I know.
All right, because I don't want to see him gone.
Right.
He been working hard. I've seen him work because I was an LC and I still do the LC work on the weekends till they hire somebody else.
Honestly, Pops,
1 second. Go ahead.
I still do the LC work on the weekends, so I'm still upstairs with them. I spend more time with them than the counselors and everybody.
Right.
So he been working, man, and he don't deserve to be. He deserved a shot to get his life together.
Right.
I believe he's trying.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead, son.
and honestly, in the past, I would have blew up, Pops, to be brutally honest with you.
Right.
And then Bob land on me and I didn't.
Yeah.
That really,
That's frustrating.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother didn't even believe me. And that made it even worse.
Sure. And so where you at now? Where you stand? Well, so let's do this. Give him a hand for telling and, it's helpful to have you here, Divine, to co-sign some of what's being said. Woody is out of town. Woodrow is on a cruise in Mexico. It's good. So probably if Woody would have been there, maybe something else would have happened right then and there. But hey, Jane. But let me talk to Greg tomorrow and see if we can negotiate something. If that happens, then you have to recognize, as was spoken here, maybe a boy who just came out of one role into this other role, he ain't all there yet with all the pieces. And there's nothing wrong. I mean, everybody needs time to develop. He might have misplayed this hand or this and that, and you may not have necessarily played it perfect. So what we have to do is just kind of sit there, take the situation for what it is, see can we just negotiate something that works for everybody. Because it's not Turning Point's benefit to kick people out. But I think at the same time they want to feel like that they're supporting him because he's stabbed. And I think if, they maybe said, well, if you come back at, this and that, we'll look at it, or maybe this or that. But if he ain't interested, then okay, we'll let it bygones be bygones. So let's do it like this, because I would really like to see you graduate from that program for yourself. Bump, dude,
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And I'm like 30 days, that's all I got left was 30 days.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're gonna let's do that. I promise that I'll have a conversation with him tomorrow, in the morning sometime, and then we'll go from there. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. Man, I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry for you and for the, the other guy. Give him a hand though, because I see you making progress, man. I've seen it, over the period of time that you've been here, both from what we do and from what they're doing. I can see those two things working together for your good. You get it? So don't, all goodbyes ain't gone. So let's see what happens. All right?
I can't wait to get here today.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get here to see y'all.
I got you. Give some more love. He needs some more love. Boy. So you got something? Go ahead.
I just told y'all what my agent had said to me just now.
Yeah, right.
And 'cause like I was like, oh, he's did this, he's trying to try me or whatever. He never did none of that. The man just came to me and just thanked me. And he said to me, I was just testing you to see the reaction. Because I'm on phase 3 today, and I was like, but he said, I was just testing you to see if you was going to get mad about Friday. I said, I'm cool with the Friday, but in my heart, I took it personal because
Absolutely.
I'm on phase 3. I told him that. I said, I'm like, I'm doing everything I need to be knowing. You sending people to me, but I appreciate my agent. I'm like, really appreciate my agent.
Yeah.
Because, these people don't have to do nothing for me. Their job is to send me back. But this man he said, look, I appreciate you. The other one said, I appreciate you because you're doing what you need to do. And I just want to let you know, it was a test to see was you was going to get mad and furious. But you just played me for what it was. So I thank him though, man.
And what did he say? Are you off or you?
He said Friday I'll be on phase 3, because they doing their other paperwork, cause they, so I was like, wow.
Well, give praise to Mr. Thomas, who is this young man over here that eat French fries with hot sauce? I don't know who he is, but he got some old soul going on right there.
This is Kenya.
Hey,
And he's spending the week with me.
What happened to your voice, sweetie? When it went down the street?
Went on down the street.
That's right, all right. Well, we hope that you find it shortly. Kenya, give Kenya a hand and welcome to the crew. Rashad, you gotta come on now. And go ahead, young man, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 16.
Yep.
I'm a sophomore in high school.
What science school you going to?
I go to Washburn.
Okay.
I play football and basketball.
Wow.
Right now I am on the AAU basketball team.
Oh, travel.
But not
Oh, nice. Give him a hand. That's big time. And so was you mad when Duke got knocked out of the NCAA?
No, I was going for Michigan State.
Oh, you was going for Michigan. Yeah, that was good. Great game, man. Great game.
Thank you for messing up my bracket.
Yeah, he messed it up.
Now I've lost $300.
Oh my God, you're not supposed to be betting on NCAA, you know what I mean? Come on. But, so what about school, not just athletics, but what are you learning? Anything in school?
Yes, right now in biology we're learning about what it was again, it was DNA. Yeah. And what I really want to do is when I go to college, I want to get a degree in computer science. And yeah, I just want to major in computer science.
Give that boy a big hand. So do you got a love for computer? Yeah, that's good. And DNA, is really kind of, where you take blood sample and pull up, all of this and that and come up with the genetic composition, Look, I just checked to see what's in there. But what we were excited about is that here we got one of our young brothers, 16 years old. This is what he said. I don't know if you heard him. He said, when I go to college.
That was no doubt. I heard him say college.
No doubt. So we love that affirmation because that is really the spot that you're supposed to be in, man. College is the best place for a young man like yourself, smart and with skills and everything like this here. But we're glad to have you sit in with us and visit with us, and maybe you might learn something while you're here as well. But welcome, and we're glad to have you, and I'm glad that you brought him. You know, amen. Couple things, Mike, gotta take your hat off, son.
Yes, sir.
A couple things. One is Mr. Finch is here. I want to. I want to take you know, y'all gonna take your coat off because ain't nobody gonna bother you here. And you know, I feel nervous when you have your coat on. I think you're hiding something or something. You're gonna run something or something like that. Just go ahead and relax. Just relax. We ain't gonna bother you. Everybody's cool. Mr. Finch is one of our student teachers from Rush City. I believe he got out yesterday.
28th.
The 28th. And then here he is on his first Tuesday. Give him some clap. And as a matter of fact, pass him, Richard, that cake, because that cake is for you. And we are welcoming him.
Oh, that's gotta be an April Fool's Day joke. That was yesterday.
We don't play with it. We get that cake, man.
Oh, boy.
So they bring out that cake. And did you get the ice cream out of it? And so, welcome home. Give him a big welcome home. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and what's happening.
Like you said, I've been I'm a student teacher now for my second quarter, so I want to continue going here because it's been such a blessing to be in Power People. Like I said, I've dug up some really nasty stuff in my past, and you guys gave my power back. So,
wow.
And it's, you know, when I get challenged, I really use what I learned in here. And
you got all that stuff. Mike. Wait a minute. So I want to just finish up. Hold up. So tell us some more about yourself. You got out onto, you know, this and that. What are you living at?
I got out.
What do you want to do?
So I've had a lot of challenges already. They sent me, they denied my address.
Where was your address?
My address is in Maplewood, with my fiance Grace here.
Hey Grace, how you doing? Give Grace a hand. Look at Grace. Hey Grace, welcome to POP.
I told her all about it. You know, every night I would come back from Power People. I'd call her, and she hears the change in my voice. She hears the excitement. She hears the life it's given me. So
go ahead. Don't worry about it.
I have a hard time. But yeah, so she wanted to come with. She wanted to see what it was all about. I told her so many good things about Power People and what it's done for me.
Wow.
So I've been. They denied my address.
What was the reason for it?
It was a playground.
Oh,
So they wanted to make sure they get a recommendation from a therapist before I return back home. Which is, I got an appointment with a therapist tomorrow already. So made sure I got everything lined up for that. So they stuck me in the halfway house, and Ashland, yep, which is a lot of struggles. A lot of struggles. I mean, it took me 2 hours of paperwork to leave for 4 hours today.
wow.
I want to pull my hair out. I want to go back to smoking, and I refuse to.
Don't do it.
I know it's a struggle. I'm struggling. It's like.
Now I want you to listen to what he's saying because this is really important.
Yes.
Because now Ashland is a contracted DOC provider. Same with 7th Street Reentry, and
180,
180 in Damascus Way, and also even is Portland House.
Yeah, Portland House.
So I'll tell you what happens here with this is that Those DOC providers, that halfway house is gonna get X number of thousands of dollars a year in a lump sum. That lump sum is gonna come, so say this, let's just say it's 150,000 to Ashley, 200,000. Well, see, if you know you're gonna get 200,000, you could go to the bank and borrow 400,000.
Okay.
And the bank has said, well, yes, because you got a contract right here worth 2 of it, and it's perpetual. So this causes those providers to be able to monopolize the housing industry. So they have, these guys got all kind of property.
Right.
Because they can leverage those dollars. But let me show you the difference now. This is important. The difference, though, is slowly those places have become more and more like the institution.
Oh, yes.
Where you in Ashland or 7th Street Reentry or Damascus Way or what the other ones we mentioned, but you feel as if you're still in the penitentiary. And in that, the rules are getting stricter and stricter, and the likelihood of you even making out of the house, period, dwindles down. This is why, Finch, I'm back to your point, and you need to pay attention to it. If you're a pop guy, you've at least been trained and forewarned about subtractors and dividers. To the extent that you've been forewarned, it's to that extent that you have to then exercise what you've learned. You know, some of that stuff have to fall right off of you. You are not there for the politics or for the BS or any of the other mess that's going on inside of the location. Same with Turning Point. You're not there for all of the drama, people who think they know everything and got it all figured out. You're not there for that. You're there for something totally different, and you have to adopt a posture that says to your public inside of there, I really don't have no time for that. If you adopt that posture, in a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days, they're gonna know he ain't, you know, he ain't in it. Let him go. And so the hurt for me is that so many people in those locations don't get it and switch into the location and switch right back into the penitentiary without ever getting back to the community for real. So be on your high horse here. It's not being cocky, you're not being egotistical, you're not being anti-sociable, but we don't mess with subtractors and dividers, point blank.
That's right. That's right.
Multipliers.
We don't mess with them, point blank. And you have to apologize for that. You don't have to be apologetic for being right, you're just being correct. If somebody else wants to, you know, deal with that however they want to deal with it, you know, more power to you. But you're there for a limited period of time.
Yes.
You're there to accomplish your goals, like you said about your therapist. You've seen them tomorrow. And when you talk to your therapist, you talk about pride. The way you have been living your life in prison, I'm a witness, as you can be proud about it. So talk proud about what you've been doing. No therapist to shame you or try to make you feel like, you know, you're less than. Wait a minute, I've been down that road. You already been through all of these kinds of things. So, you know, don't be afraid to speak with some boldness. Don't misunderstand me. Say boldness. Boldness. I don't mean cockiness. I don't mean cockiness. I don't mean arrogance. But you got to have a boldness about yourself when you're telling your truth and you know it's the truth. This is the only thing that you can possibly be honest with, is the truth. You was walking right in Rush City, you got a number 6, that's a habit. Now your walk right habit is transferred to Ashland House. Keep walking right. I don't care what nobody else is saying to the left or to the right. All that wavering stuff and all them people hollering about. Listen to the pain that they possess that wants to drive them back where they came from.
Right.
I'm sympathetic to it, but I don't let it bother me.
Right. That's right.
Go ahead, Dion.
Yeah, I got some feedback. Want you to say your name again, Fish?
Gene?
Oh, Gene?
Yeah.
Hey, I got some feedback for you. Yeah, that's why I got some. Not only was I in Rush City with you, I probably ain't see you and stuff like that, whatever. But I was in Ashland House too, though. I was in there for 3 months, and I graduated out the program. And I ain't gonna lie to you, like every day it was either it was the staff, or it was all type of different personalities. From all the guys that, you know what I'm saying, that just came back from prison and stuff as well. And I'm talking about when I say it was hard, I mean, God is my witness, it was so hard to the point I say, you know what, every time I try to do things on my own, I always fail. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna allow God to guide me. And that's what I did. I allowed God to guide me through any obstacles that was going on within my presence. And God, you know what I'm saying, He got me through that. He got me through that cycle. And ever since I've been out that program, I'm doing so good. I'm gonna start my second job tomorrow. I got a crib. I'm going to church every Sunday. Ever since November 26th of last year to right now, as we speak, I ain't missed not one Sunday of church.
Right.
And you know, I'm still in my kids' life, being a great dad to my kids. And only thing I was just want to say is stay focused, man. You can do it, man. Stay focused.
Thank you.
That's a good feedback. Go ahead.
Wow, I've been knowing them, you know, I know all of them, especially this guy, both of them, really.
Right.
And wow, just to hear you know, say that, you know, it dawns on me, it hurt me though a little bit, because you like, I want to smoke. And we had enough of this. When is enough?
Listen.
You know, this is love. When is enough? Here it is, you being selfish by even saying them words. And you've been through the class. You see what I'm saying? Look who got you, look who got you, look around. Wow. We ain't have that when we was there. Nobody was there. Not a dime, not a commissary. We was praying on Shane, Pop sent us a quarter, but he couldn't. But just think about that. And you got somebody right there by your side. And you know what? I'm going to keep it real with you. I hope she bop you a couple of times, and I'm rolling with her. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll bop you right too, with her. Because you know, we all we got right now.
Right.
We are the help we've been with you. Ain't nobody else is coming. And you was out here. Look, you was just right there with me. We was looking crazy at each other.
Yeah, we were.
We was crazy. Sad because Pops was looking at us like, man, these my sons. Come on. And you here. And it's for real right here. I've been doing it for a long time. I feel like, you know, I feel real old a little bit, and I know better. I messed up a lot of times in my life, and these guys has never turned their back on me. And I'm doing good. You hear what I just said? I'm in phase 3. You can do it. I'm a manager at my job. Second chance recycling. I got these guys. Look, come on now. You stop it.
Wow.
Stop it.
So you know, give Gene a big hand. It's gonna be all right. Anybody else want to give him some quick feedback, real quick?
I heard him say,
Rashawn first, and then let Rashawn go first. Go ahead.
My thing is really just a reiteration, kind of. From what I hear, it sounds like, you know, you were living a lie. That's what led you to the penitentiary.
Yes.
You found your truth. You found your truth. Now it's time to live that truth. You know what I'm saying? And the truth, like, will set you free. You found the truth, keep living it. Everything else you're about to experience in that halfway out to where you are is a lie, bro. Like, for real, you gotta see it as that. And also use the things that have got you to this point to get you through the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Keep an eye on the one who got your back, and just stay true to who you are as a human being. You keep walking in that, and I think you'll be just fine, man. Because and this is the last test here. If you can make it through this, you're ready for the real world. And the real world is kind of jacked up right now, so you're gonna need a lot of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna need everything you heard in this class. You're gonna need this group here. You're You're gonna need your queen who you got by your side, and you're gonna need the things that you've learned to this point. And I promise you, you'll be okay. But don't give in to that nonsense. You need to smoke. That's straight nonsense. I hear you, but I need you to hear what I'm saying. That's all a lie. And I'm gonna tell you. I know you already know, but I'm gonna tell you just so I can say I told him. You know what I'm saying? That stuff is a joke, bro. And it's gonna lead you back to somewhere you don't belong. All right? That's all I got.
So that's good. That's good. That's enough. Give him some love. Give him some love. You had something?
Yeah. I just want to say, I heard you say you dug deep down inside yourself and got rid of all that old stuff.
Yeah.
Now that you did that, you know, I had to go through something too. I had to find some stuff that my family had done to me and put it down on paper that I didn't know. So now that I put that down on paper and I realized, okay, I can't go back that way, so I got to go ahead. You moving ahead. You don't put it there, leave it there, move forward. Like they say, you got your queen. Some of us come out don't have them things. So now that you know you got something, you got to do the right thing this time. And not only that, I quit smoking this year cigarette. Now you might be talking about some other stuff. Don't worry about that.
I wanted to clarify that. There was cigarettes.
I was talking about cigarettes. Yeah.
But look, you can do it. Let me show you something. I've been smoking since I was 12. I'm 55. You can do it. It stinks.
Yeah.
Every time I smell a cigarette now, it stinks.
Wow.
So you can do it. Just hold on to that faith that you dug in there and got.
That's excellent. Gene, that's a lot of feedback. Can you handle it?
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
so, how long of a stay are you there for? Do you know, or is this tentative? Or?
It's. I think that word what you said, and I think I understand that word where it's not 60 days, then you can go. It's whenever my therapist says, yeah, he's okay to go home.
Gotcha.
You know, because I've been through treatment. I finished treatment. It's just that I didn't graduate from there because I fell short a couple of weeks. So they didn't let me graduate, and my PO just doesn't want to sign off on me on his own, and he'd rather have somebody else with him on that piece of paper to sign off on.
That's exactly right, and that's about liability. You know, so this becomes a liability issue. So that's good, and we're so glad to have you here. We have ice cream and cake whenever we have a new member come home. So the ice cream and cake is for you. But we're gonna all celebrate with you a little bit. And pass it, just keep passing it
Now
down.
it's got ice cream, yeah. So nobody wants their one cake back there?
Yeah,
They already had cake.
No, they didn't.
No,
We
killed that.
Okay, so y'all good.
We ain't getting on that other cake. We ain't getting on that other cake.
Keep it going, right. Right. No, we ain't done yet.
But you worked already.
You don't want ice cream?
No, I'm good.
No, we waiting on.
Oh, that's it. We got about 10. We're good.
Okay, good. Okay.
I think we're good right now.
There we go. So,
Thank you.
yeah, we didn't get to the acts of faith tonight. Is it there? Who got it? Who can read it?
Have you ever stopped to wonder why children?
You gotta speak louder than that.
Have you ever stopped to wonder why children do not concern themselves with all the problems in the world?
You gotta go to the top.
Oh, sorry. We have to move beyond the mindset of powerlessness. April 2nd. Have you ever stopped to wonder why children do not concern themselves with all the problems of the world? They seem totally willing to believe that somehow, some way, everything will be fine, and somehow, for them it is. Children do not have philosophical ideals, political positions, or principles to uphold. They know what they know, they accept it, and they never try to convince you that what they know is real. Children ask for what they want. They refuse to take no for an answer. They know that if you say no, grandma usually says yes. Children will try anything once. They will go anywhere that looks safe. They are not hung up on styles and profiles, positions and postures, power or powerlessness. Yet we believe children don't know, can't do, shouldn't have, can't be, won't make it without us. Isn't it a shame that we don't remember as adults that we are always children of God. So today I am a child of Him.
Good, good. That's good. Give us some love. Somebody, you know, Gene, that's kind of like a word for you. So, but somebody who feels up to taking that, take that. Divine, what you got? Oh, go ahead with it.
Okay. You know, it brings a lot home. I mean, really. First off, I just, you know, the first part really is Duval, brother. I got to thank him again. I had my JDC program last week, and his brother was a guest, and he completely tore it down with them kids in there. They loved them.
Wow.
They didn't want to let us go. They were supposed to be going to the gym, and they're hanging out with us. So,
wow.
yeah. So thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. So, you know, it first had me thinking out when I was reading it, just, you know, how you know, JDC brings a lot home for me personally, because that JDC is where I spent a lot of time, you know. Ramsey County JDC is the place I figured out early on, which what now they call criminal thinking, you know. I figured out a way to know when to go, to know when to get dressed out, to know when gym is, to know what they're having on the menu. It really,
Thank you.
it really played on me. So, you know, reading this, it was interesting because, you know, I did see the limits as a kid, which is, you know, I put limits on myself, what I could do, what I could accomplish, where I could be, and kind of my thinking. And I think that's unfortunate because even when we go into JDC and these kids are at their worst possible moments, you still see this in them. You know, you still see the hope, you know, I can't fail, I'm gonna make it. I mean, their perseverance down there is amazing for some of them kids to be like 15, 16 years old. So yeah, it made me think of a lot of things. You know, personally, it really made me think of, you know, how, so I went to this, that Bridges to Manhood conference, which was young folks today, right? And it's amazing for me, humbling, because you're around young folks all day, and this is how they talk. I realize they talk from a sense of power, and a lot of times you see it as, you know, what's this little, you know, who are you talking to, you know? But kids are just predisposed; they're just born to do that. And me and someone were having a conversation about at what age does that stop? At what age do you develop fear? Well, yeah, so this just brought a lot home today. It brought a lot home for me based on today and just some other things I've been doing. But yeah, it just was a deep conversation about when does it happen? Is it 12? Is it 15? Is it the first time you fall? Is it the first time you get jumped? First time you get arrested, harassed, profiled? I mean, when does fear kick in?
Wow, that's a really interesting question. Boy, excellent. That's an excellent question, and I think the answer is worth exploring. You know, for us as men, and then even for young people who we work with. Would you ask Wayne to come in for 1 second? I want to ask y'all a question. Those people who are in here, whose crime involve a weapon, like a gun. Who is that? How many people is it? I want to give just a quick list. I got something that I'm working on. I'm working on putting together a little panel of pop guys who have been shooters in the past. And what I'm hoping that we're going to be able to do is kind of form a little presentation for young people. This is what made me think about it. For young people who are either, they could already be involved, or that would be an intervention, or for young people who thinking about it, that would be a prevention, that we might be able to, you know, move around through some of the schools, you know, or other places. So I just want to get a list of us who have that as a part of our experience, and then be able to call us together. Tia, you could just take the list. Raise your hand again real quick, whoever it is. Let me just I can take the list. Will. Let me have okay. Will. Okay, there's Will. Who was it? Who else say your name?
Calvin.
Duval.
Calvin.
Cal.
Yeah, other guys. But it's still involved in it.
Cal. Okay.
Richard.
Richard. Somebody. Philip. Who else was it? Rashad.
Got Mr. Washington over there.
Mr. Washington. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there, that's good because well, we're gonna at some point in the near future we're gonna pull that group together just to kind of talk a little bit about a plan that we'd like to develop here at POP that responds specifically to gun violence. This stuff is just it's way over the top. It's way over. I don't even know the young brother who got shot and killed in California. I didn't even know of him. I didn't even know of him, but clearly he had made a huge impact on so many people with his approach to his work or whatever. I never heard of the man. And you know what I mean? And I thought they was talking about the old guy, what is it?
Nipsey Russell.
Yeah, I thought, I know him, but so
that's how I know how old he is.
So I didn't know, I'm just telling you the truth. And so I didn't even know this guy, and all of a sudden, man, it's just like this thing has erupted. But even right here in the neighborhood, several homicides here, just in not far from here. Just too much stuff. Too much. And so what we want to do is we want to at least be a part of the solution intentionally. And what's something that Richard was saying, what y'all are doing, that's an intervention. These guys are already in some trouble. Y'all are intervening in that. What we want to do is in some ways be able to be in both an intervention and a prevention for guys who are thinking about, stuff and they really don't really have their heart in that thing, but just kind of being led in some way. So I just wanted to bring that up. I'm just going to go back quickly to the reading. Was there something else that somebody had about that reading? It's pretty powerful. Go ahead. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like I said, I appreciate this brother, man. Being there with these kids, man, young man. I ain't never had that done to me. Somebody coming there speaking the truth. These people could come and talk about all this and all that, but they ain't never lived the lifestyle. And that's what Pop's talking about right now. We been there in the moment. And like this brother, he loved, like every month he want people to volunteer. If you can come, give them a call. Go talk to them kids, man. They got some stories, and I'm learning. Them kids they was loving on me. I didn't ask them what they locked up for. I fed them a little candy, and they was on. And they need y'all. And I talked about you, sister. I talked about you because I was telling him about you, and them girls in there need you. They need you, for real. Them little young girls, they need you. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, man, come on, go through there. Because you're going to hear a message. And my message was to them, what do you miss the most? One kid just said, man, I've been here quite a while. I just miss a bath. And listen to their story, man. It hurts me to my heart. So, they talk about other little stuff, but them kids they gonna love on you, man. They gonna love on you. And they gonna adapt to you so hard. Like I said, every month he goes in there. I didn't ask for no money. I don't do nothing. I just want to go in there because I had never had it done to me. So, pushing the issue, man, giving back to our community. We all can do it. Don't be, sitting around like you can't, Come on.
Okay. So Richard, if anybody's interested, there you go. You got something, well, I want to mention something before Tierre has to go. Tierre now has come on here as a staff person, and Tierre is like an employment navigator. Say navigator. Navigator. A navigator is somebody that tries to help you move around and connect with employment. He's going to be doing employment as his #1 assignment, and then other pop-related duties. But if you're interested in employment, you got something, or you know about employment, and you're trying to get a word into pop, you don't have to call me this time or Wayne. You can call Tierre and get, you call the office here, and then we'll also send Tierre's number out. We'll probably end up getting you a phone that's specific to this work in some ways, but right now we just piggybacking on the one you got. But what we want to do is we want to shoot for 0% unemployment amongst pop guys. Say 0%. 0%. Yeah, we want everybody working. Everybody who is eligible, right, to work, everybody should be working. And to be quite honest with you, most everybody in the room right now is working. But for those people who aren't working, raise your hand if you're not working and you're looking for a job.
I'm looking for a job.
You're looking for a job. Well, we're gonna come back to you on that. So then, if you're not working, looking for a job, this is the guy you want to holler at. So let him know when you're ready, and we're gonna help you get something. You got cards yet?
Yeah.
All right. Look,
Man, you gotta move it.
So go ahead, Mike.
What I like about this reading is, when I just came in here, it said they are not hugged up by styles or profile. My grandson ran away from home a couple of weeks ago, and he would not tell his mama, nobody where he was, so they called me and I called him. He said, "Granddaddy, come get me." He said, "You don't even want to talk to me and listen to me." And for the way that I was in my addiction with my daughter and them, and I was there physically, but not financially, or was I really there physically? Because they always saw me getting high. And for me to get my grandson, and he didn't want to get in the car with his mom and them, and he just said, "Walk with me, Granddaddy," and we walked back to the house. And for him to tell me what's going on, and for him to say, "Granddaddy, I love you, you don't even want to listen to me." He said, "Granddaddy, you the one got my grades coming back up." He said, "Mama go to work all day long. I'm 13 years old. I have to keep all 4 of the kids. I have to cook, clean, and everything else." He said, "All I want is just for her to just say she loved me." And just for me to pull my daughter in the room, and I had to go through some things to get her to shut up to just listen to him, but she finally listened to him. And for her to hear me speak to her and him with the philosophy that Pops taught me, to let her know these kids from 0 to 10 and more confidence being developed. All he wants you to do is, he said, "Mama, all I wanted you to do is just say, 'Thank you, son, you're doing a good job,'" and she couldn't understand it. Because her heart is so hard because of the way that she grew up with me and everything else. And for me to be able to break the ice with my daughter and to have that relationship with her now where she listened to me and I could just sit down with all my grandkids and teach them about the different 4 kinds of people, and just to teach them just to listen. Just to listen. Stop cussing in front of these kids. Stop doing this in front of these kids, because they're a replica of you. What they see is what they want to do. And then now, when I went to Chicago and everything else, and for my daughter to just hug me and crown me and say, I'm glad my kids love their granddaddy. Grandpa Mike, Grandpa Mike, Grandpa Mike. And they love to call their granddaddy. They call me all day. It was a problem at the house today. The ball will tell you at work. I had to go over there, everything. We sit down and talk and everything else. But just for them to have that trust and that confidence in me for the short time that I've been out, and they hear how I talk, and they see it's coming from the heart, my kids love me, and I just tell my daughter, love on them, and breathe on them, and I'm gonna continue on breathing them. And y'all pray that I stay strong, so I can keep on just. Couldn't do it without you, Pop.
That's amazing, man.
Couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of you, man. And you know, we remember years ago we talked about it. We talked all about this. And then here we are. It's really happening. It's real. And you got miles to go and rivers to cross.
Yeah.
And you know, just be patient with yourself. That's such an amazing story. I'm just overwhelmed by it. You know, the depth and the beauty of that, man. You know, and to everybody in here, his word was good. He learned his real name was Grandpa Mike. He didn't even know that was his real name. That's a beautiful thing. Grandpa Mike, give him another hand right there. Mike's been doing a good job. But Richard here, we're gonna slide over to you. Nate, you gotta leave?
Yeah, I got my buddy's in the workhouse, and I go to his mom's once a week and help.
Okay, but before you go there, Nate, just check in, just say something else to me. Let me know, you all right? You all right?
Yep, today is my last day at Turning Point.
Where you gonna be at now?
I'm going down to the Miss B's, their sober house, so I'm staying over that way. I still got my job. We're not back working yet, but it's supposed to be either this week or next week. So I'm looking forward to that.
We got to give this boy big praise because he finished up, he completed his assignment. Completed treatment. Now he's right down the street, man. Keep coming to group and keep sharpening up your skills, man. Keep on coming. All right?
All right.
I love you,
I ain't
boy.
gonna slide on the back, bro.
Listen,
Pops.
but real quick, Nate, you might want to hear this though. But now we have 10 ticket or passes, not tickets. And we'd like to go to on this Saturday at 1 o'clock. We're going to meet right here and take the van, the big van, down to the Civic Center or the Convention Center to participate in the NCAA experience. Now they got, they got NBA players are there in town for the Final Four. They have all of them big time coaches are here. They scouting and doing all their stuff. All the scouts is here. There's some big time stuff. But we got 10 passes for those who can make it to the NCAA experience. And Wayne, can you start a list if you want to go? You have to meet here at 1 o'clock. I think it's about a couple hours and you go down and go through. They playing ball. They got little stuff for you to participate in. They got little photo stuff for you to participate in. When we went to the NFL experience, we met a few players and we had some real big fun. So anybody that wants to go, we want to be involved in some way, shape, or form in the NCAA experience. It's going to be downtown. All kind of stuff's going to be on Nicollet on Saturday and Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So if you can go down, bring your family. It's that part is free just to move around. But if you're able, don't let the NCAA, the biggest college basketball system in the world, don't let them come to your backyard and then you don't go. And you don't sit up there and watch it on TV and it's right downtown. Just going down there. You don't have to, get with us. But if you do get with us, then we're going to meet here at 1 o'clock. Just so you know, and I'm trying to get a list so that I'm clear about who's all going. With Wayne right here, it takes forever just to get
I like to go, Pop.
Okay, so just write your name right here, Richard.
Calvin.
Dion. You got me, Pop?
Well, you gotta go with it, man. Come on now.
We went to the NFL experience.
Dion.
Kenya.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Okay, everybody good, we good?
You got me, Bob?
Okay.
If you got an open spot, I'll go pop.
Huh?
I'll go pop if there's an open spot.
Kenya?
I got it.
Okay, thank you.
So then you, put your name down right there.
How many spot opens
I
now?
ain't never been in nothing like
No,
that.
we ain't gotta go through how many spots open. If you wanna go, put your name down. That's how it is. Just keep it simple. Okay, then we'll move around here. Keep this, while that's moving around, just, let's keep talking here a little bit, on a couple more things. One is, on Friday, the night before that, we got a table of 6 to attend the gala. It's a real nice event for Turning Point. Let me tell you what, we love Turning Point here because many times we have taken a guy right from here, from Grove, and took him right up the street to Turning Point, got him in at 9, 10 o'clock in the evening, and got him a spot for the night and assessed in the morning. These guys are really good partners to us. And Turning Point now become the oldest establishment in the community, over 40 years old. 40 years. So it's amazing for us. We got a spot for 6 people. So if you want to go, please write your name on the back of this little deal if you want to go, and then put your name there. We got your number, and we'll call you. It's this Friday night at 6 o'clock, and it's out there at the what you call that place? In Brooklyn Park, where they have everything.
Brown Center.
Earl Brown Center. Everything is at Earl Brown Center. So it's right there. If you want to go, or if treatment has been a part of your life, this and that, we'd love to have you represent POP at Turning Point's gala. That's paid for. You don't need money, but it's a dress. It's a kind of a dressy affair. People are looking nice, look your best. But you're certainly welcome to go, and you're going to sign on the back of that right there. What am I missing? Anything? Anybody got something that they really need to talk about that we didn't get to? I don't hear nobody.
We're coming up May 2nd. We're gonna need help from a hip hop guy who can here at the office. It's like an all-night event to set up for the I Am fundraiser.
Yeah, that's a little bit down the line, but we'll get to that. Now, I Am fundraiser. That's our event. That's the Girls in Action function. That's also a part of who we are. Girls in Action is a year older than we at out in Poplar. I think we're 10 or 11, and she is 11 or 12, whichever one it is, right? So now, so Wayne, we'll re-announce that a little bit more when it's closer to the time. Richard, though, we gotta have you chime in here because something has happened and taken place since me and you had a little conversation. So, how can you bring us up to date on what's going on with you and what's up?
Okay. Yeah, so I got fired from Ujama Place.
That's how it is.
Yeah, no, not for me. There's a lot of reasons I can go into, but it really just boils down to it's time for me to go. I actually been talking to Pops about this for a while, and I should have left.
But why do I think it has something to do with
Yes, it does. And I don't want to really get into all that, but yeah, there was some personal stuff that happened with that, and started talking to our CEO, and it was bad. It was bad. A lot of gossip, and it messed with my professional name because I don't want to deal with my ex anymore. So there was a lot of stuff that played into it, and I knew better. I was trying to move on to have kind of a fresh break, a fresh start. I kind of feel like I outgrew that organization a while ago. Once I realized there was no upward mobility. Being a director is nice, but we learn this in this class. It's always about the next. What's next? What do you want to do? And I didn't see myself as a director for a nonprofit for my entire life. And I started to show. It started to show. So, not Friday, but Friday before, I got called in. They let me go. for two reasons. One, because they didn't like how I handled a housing issue. And the other reason is because they said I didn't file a report right when the van got, it was the storage doors, what's that called, public storage? The one downtown right there over north by that Holiday over there, by that club right over there, it came down on the van, on a work van. And we were tripping like, where's the sensors on this darn door? You know, so then they call Ujama Place complaining, and I tell our supervisors, you know, there's a camera, I don't know why you've been entertaining this. And then he said, well, you didn't, you know, I was told that I didn't write a report. I didn't report it the right way. So just a lot of minor stuff, you know, but what it boiled down to was time for me to go. And what was ironic is 2 weeks ago, I offered my resignation, which I thought was really odd. I told them, I said, you know, if y'all don't want me here, I'll give you my 2 weeks right now. Why don't you hire someone so I can train them in? Because I built the apartment for you, John Place. I literally built that house and apartment.
Right.
And I said, you know, I don't want to leave this hanging. This is part of my legacy. You know, I did this, you know. So they refused to hire anybody, but then fired me a week and a half later. So I don't know. It's really odd. You know, I feel like if you want to be gone, you could accept my resignation. And it's funny though, it's a blessing in disguise. If they'd have offered it, I probably would have gave it to them, and I wouldn't have been afforded unemployment. Because you know, when you quit, you don't get it. So you know, maybe it was a good thing that I hung out until. But besides that, yeah. So I got fired on Friday. I had to soak it all in. It was really bad. You know, I kind of did a whole drop the mic because I figured I'm leaving. I might as well let you all feel. And then I started my own business. I feel like I've worked with people a lot. I have a lot of employable skills. I have a wide range of stuff that I like doing that I do for other organizations, which causes me to work 3 and 4 and 5 jobs. That's why y'all see me everywhere all the time. I mean, I've been employed for 2 weeks and I'm still working every single day. It's crazy. So yeah, instead of doing it for other organizations, I started Macklemore Holdings yesterday, and today I got my bank account. So I have bank cards, I have my EIN, I have everything official. And instead of doing what I've done in the past, which is doing it under Ujama's name or Allsquare's names or ABP's name or DLC's name or JDAI's name or JDC's name, I'm going to do another Macklemore Holdings. And I'm going to just start contracting with folks. I'm going to see how it goes. Now, obviously, I do want to get some type of sustainable income, so I'm looking for jobs, but I'm not rushing it. You know, I'm not rushing it. I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to right now. So, yeah, I'm in a good place. I didn't leave on my own terms, but I knew it was coming, so I was able to kind of prepare in a certain way. I mourn the housing program for Ujama Place because I just don't know what you do when you get rid of the person who created it and have no backup plan and no contingency in place.
Right.
And that hurts me because, you know, my lifeblood's in it. I worked 12 hours a day for 4.5 years on that job.
Right.
So that's what upset me, you know, and that's why I still wear the Ujama pin. And you know, I even spoke about them today. I was on this panel today, and I still love that organization. Ujama Place is a great organization. I mean, they do amazing work over with the young men, and you know, and I feel bad that I won't be there to help them. But I don't feel bad that I lost that job.
Anybody got feedback?
Yeah, very pop. I like the way you put it. I've been to a job for a very long time, and I wasn't moving, and I have to leave. But if you feel comfortable in yourself and the hard work shows, when they let you go, you don't have no hard feeling because you know that you work your way and you can see that clear vision of it. So I like the way you express it. Some people get really angry when they get fired, but the way in which you said it, that kind of peace and calm in your voice and just taking your own time to find the next one, not just rushing this time, just settling and waiting for the right opportunity to come in. My pop usually says that every doors that close in front of you, and the other greatest one about to open. So it's about you being patient and waiting for that door to come. There'll be a lot of doors that open, but that's not the door that God specifically wants you to go through. But if that door's open, you will feel it deep down in your heart and your soul that that's the door I want to go through.
Man, that was
so I just want you to just process. I want to let you know that as you're saying it, it was very smooth. There was no anger. There was no resentment at all. It was just that slow process that you work your way there. You wanted to leave, but it wasn't the right time. And that time for you to leave was not the time God planned. Because if you leave, as you said, you left that unemployment and that little money coming back to you. But now that plan is in place. That was the time God said, you know what, this is the time for him to leave. There's no opportunities left. So I just want you to know that when you're saying it, I feel it.
That's good.
Can I say something?
Yeah, that's good. Let's give him a little feedback.
I mean, of course, you know how I be looking. And I remember when he got out. And I remember when you came into the picture. And I remember when you didn't have nothing. And I remember you built your way up with that good attitude, using pop. So you did a lot of time in the penitentiary. You got out of the penitentiary. You worked to where you are sitting right now. So the way I'm looking at it is that that job, that's a change. It seems that you put that on your terms, that you ended up not being with this job any longer. Not necessarily on your terms, but you're okay with it. And you're dealing with it because this is life showing up. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show that no job is promised in the first place. But what I'm getting at is you did a lot of time in the penitentiary. You came all the way up to wearing suits. I remember. You know what I mean? I remember. So now you no longer have this job and you're sitting back like a brother should sit, because you're not worried about that, not having that job, because of the confidence that you have now. It cannot be no worse than it was when you were in that penitentiary. You understand? So this is nothing. And I see you, I see it in you, that it's not, because that's how I would do it. I'd be like, well, I don't work there no more, but I'm certainly going to go and find something, but I ain't worried about it. I sit here right now knowing that my job that I've been, it's not promised. They can let me go at any time. But I've been in a position and around the right people, getting fed, learning, and just getting comfortable with self, like you look like right now, that it's not such a problem that we got to go out and do monkey flip, pick up a pistol or a bag of dope.
That's right. That's right.
And I like your style.
Well,
thank you, brother. You know.
Well, when I asked who in here was unemployed, I noticed Mr. Briscoe here didn't raise his hand. So you must have got you a little something. So why don't you give us a little check in between?
First of all, I'm going to say this to the brother McLemore. The reading that we read, that spoke to you, me personally. You know, hearing your testimony, what you're going through, and you humbling yourself as a child of God. Because it said, what that reading say, well, let's say children don't have no worry about anything.
That's right.
You accepting, you know, who you are as being a child of God. You don't got no worries. You know what I mean? Your attitude determines your gratitude. Your altitude of life. Right. So you got the right attitude about stuff. My situation, I've been working with the brother Tier. You know, we've been working shoulder to shoulder. He's been doing his job pretty well. You know. He was a little hood at first. He called me like, "What's up, bro?" You know what I mean? Like, you know, he's the job coordinator though. He's doing what he's supposed to. But I got a job for my efforts. Diner Laundry, $22 an hour.
You said 22?
Right. $22 an hour.
Yeah, somebody else in there want to do some laundry.
One week out of prison. I've been out of prison for 2 weeks.
All right.
You know what I mean? Amazing. I got a job, you know, within 2 weeks from being out. You know, so I hope that inspires somebody to, you know, just to stay steadfast and fortified in your stride.
Well, that's good, and you know, with your new job, you know, you got to be on time, be where you're supposed to be. Remember, I'm talking to everybody here. Remember that they're leasing you out for a period of time. It's not your place, but you know you're on lease for a period of time, and you know how to take instruction. You know how to humble yourself and allow yourself to be directed. This is what we was talking about with your situation. These are skills. You know how to let somebody, you know, something goes out one ear and out the other. It's like, oh, my man, keep it moving, right? You have to personalize that stuff and making it street. Right? Everything ain't street. Right? So, you know, just the fact that you spent some time there doesn't completely, you know, make it your entirety, your totality. Right. Been there, done that, but we done moved on now. Right? So you don't want to mess around here and, you know, allow people that, we struggle with this often, is where we find guys who they'll get a job but can't hold it because they can't really manage the day-to-day dynamics of having somebody else tell them what to do, and that somebody else may not always come to you like an adder or a multiplier. Sometimes somebody else is going through something that has nothing to do with you, and the way they come off to you is their own deal, but it sounds to you like a, you know, like disrespect and all of this. You know how we are about disrespect. I don't want to say no more about that. So anyway, Albert, we're proud of you, man. Give Albert a big hand, man. What's your hours?
3:30 to 1. Place it like, you know, we get as much overtime as they, you know, as you can handle. So,
all right.
It's an opportunity.
Have you actually started it?
I start tomorrow.
Oh man.
Give some more love.
He say he got 22 problems, but money ain't one of them. Nah. Hey, Pop.
Go ahead.
You know, Richard, I'm excited for you now, man. You know, I'm really excited for you because, you know, I see you're not so much focused on what God has allowed to happen to you, but what He's about to do for you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and now, right, it's, you know, I really see you, man, really taking your potential to a whole new level, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now you stepping out there now, you know what I'm saying? And the beauty about it is that you've been patient with it the whole time, the whole way. And so now you are prepared to do what it is you're doing now. That's why it didn't take you no time to put that together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, man, I hope you're excited, brother. I mean, because I'm excited for you.
Right.
You know? Hey, man.
That's real good.
Oh, man. Look, you know how we do it.
I can't wait to chop it up. You know, I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
That's good. Good feedback. We're gonna try to ease on that.
Can I say one last thing?
You can say whatever you want to say.
You know, you know, don't get it wrong. It's a hard blow when you lose something that's that you love. You know, it really is. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all. I receive what y'all are saying because, you know, I believe the same thing. I have faith. I mean, I really do. You know, I'm not the type to go to church every day. You know, I don't fall out and then do the hokey pokey when I'm at church. But I mean, I have a serious relationship with God. I know He got me through every day I spent in that joint, and I spent calendars in there. You know what I mean? So I am excited. I'm excited because, like my bro said, you know, I've been through hell. This ain't nothing.
That's
I mean,
right.
I hate to say it, this, you know, I'm not trying to downplay, but this ain't nothing.
Man,
Yeah.
that's right.
You know, so I just thank y'all.
But I like what you're saying. I like you to be honest about it because, like, it's a hard hit.
Oh, Pops, the depths. I mean, you know, I know you get it because we've talked about this. You know what I've done over there, you know, and unfortunately, I wish I could unpack it for y'all, you know. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you create something and it's not yours. It's almost like, you know what it's really like. It's like being a step parent. And I said I would never do this again, and this is the reason I think it's ironic that I lost this job. You know, being a step-parent is incredibly hard because when you lose the relationship with the young lady, you lose the relationship with the child, and you have no choice. And that sucks, especially when you've been with them for a number of years, which he's referring to about my ex. So it's hard on a lot of levels. Yeah, it's like losing a child, and then you have to realize, well, that's not even my kid, so I can cry all the tears in the world, but I have no say in what happens. Yeah, so yeah, it is tough. You know, it's tough, but I mean, I've had hits before, and I've always came back better. So I am excited. I just can't wait to see what's next for me, because you know.
Some small feedback for you, bro. Just a little bit. From what I heard, though, you started out with, you know, coming out of the joint, doing some long time. Then you went and you built this program with Otis and them, right? And you know, that's a beautiful thing. So you know what, bro? God, like like I look at myself too, because some doors have closed and doors open, you know, and I'm so thankful that I come, you know, like I said about my daughters, I had to get kicked out of Arizona because I didn't have nobody down there, so I was grieving by myself. You know, it was, so it was like losing that, like you losing your building that program. So, but guess what? As soon as I got back here, I got right to work with people at Salvation Army, helping people, you know, working with other brothers, and then all of a sudden, I put a brother in Turning Point, and they called me and said, "Can you come over here?" And even if it was less money, guess what? I love doing that. So yeah, I know it hurts to do something that's rewarding, man. You know, you giving back and after losing so much, you know, and bless you for that, bro. You know, and keep going, man. Keep your, like you opened that door already, man. God got a big thing for you, bro. Some great stuff going on. And there's some greatness up in here today. And I'm thankful to be here, man. I'm thankful for this brother calling me in, and you doing it because, you know, I've been wanting to get with you a long time. You know. And so I'm just happy, man, to see this.
Rashad, what you got, son?
Well, to be honest with you, all I really have is just I'm really proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to start there because, like I saw him yesterday at the basketball game and he was working. And I was like, "Dang, but how many jobs you got?" Like, you know what I mean? So I obviously didn't.
That was me.
That's why I was like, just now, you Jamaican? Like, what
I don't play around, man. We got things we don't do.
So, I mean, brother, you just.
The man got 15 jobs, you know.
But coming from somebody who has been let go, you know, quite a few times, especially the world isn't friendly to people with traumatic brain injuries, and getting in the work field has been a challenge for me. But when I lost, I was let go at youth services, and literally I was unemployed because they just lost funding. I was unemployed for 3 days, and I got my job at St. Paul Public Schools, and I was so thankful that they let me go because I never would have made the call to see if they were hiring. And just because of my story and my background, I got employed at a place that's under JDC called Journeys, the school for kids who've been kicked out. I got kicked out. I got employed there, and it was like I could take my entire story and give it to these kids. And started my own class there, so it was like the whole, when he shuts a door, he opens a whatever. He opened a bigger door for me than the one that closed in my face, and I was just blown away, like wow. And now I'm like full-time employee, St. Paul Public Schools. They love that I'm a felon, you know what I'm saying? Like that I'm using that to my advantage. I'm teaching these babies, I'm doing with no degree and having a bigger impact than some of these teachers are. And they're asking me like, how are you doing this? I'm like, just because I understand where they're coming from. So really all I can say to you, man, is kind of what Brother Willie said, is like, man, you about to be on fire in a second. You know what I'm saying? This is a small door that closed for you, but the one you about to jump through is, they're gonna regret that you ain't there anymore. That's really all I can say.
Give some love right there. So Rashad, do you have a car?
No, I'm actually gonna be getting one in a week and a half. So I went and talked to your guy, and I'll tell you about that. But my brother, one of his friends owned a lot in Georgia, and he said he had something for me. That's in my.
You need a car, son.
Yeah.
I don't care where you go. You got to have a car. And man, look here, you got to have a horse.
Right.
That's right. And they got the car buying program right there at St. Paul. That's St. Paul Community Stabilization.
So see, I don't know about that program, but tell us about that. Tell Wayne about it. Wayne can put it on our website. Community Stabilization Program. But what you need is a car. And
first
remember that old song, 50 Ways to Leave?
Get that resource, Wayne.
Just get out the bag, Jack.
original.
Boy, Roy.
Make a new plan. That's what I'm. See, 'cause now when you got your vehicle, you don't have to sit there and you can move around a little bit. Say, somebody say move around. Move around. And that's for us is very important. You know, Chenny, you got court coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, you want to say anything or you good?
In 6 weeks, I play soccer, part-time soccer, full-time work. Well, I play for a semi-pro soccer team. It's the MLS and then the semi-pro.
Wow.
So I've been doing that. Soccer took me to college, and then I kind of stock up a little bit, but yeah, I've been doing that for a while, and I've been playing it for a while, and in about 6 weeks, opening seasons, and I'll grab some tickets, get some pop caps over, so we all can scream at me. But everything is good, Pop. I'm just looking forward for tomorrow, see what happens tomorrow.
I just want to say something about your fiance.
Oh, Bao?
Bao. You know what? This brother got a bad sister. This little Asian sister, she's tough as nails. She's sweet as all get out. But she won't let that boy clown. I love that about her.
Yeah.
Right? So we had
Yeah, she keep me.
I could say some more, but just tell her that we lifted her up in the meeting. Give Bao a hand. She can lift her up. We lifted her up in the meeting.
And it's funny, she met, we talked about it last 2 weeks ago, she met your wife before she even get the chance to meet you.
Yeah.
So she read the book
Right.
before she even get the chance to know the power of people.
Yeah.
So
She works with the Girls in Action crew who have the Asian component. They have an Asian component, a Somalian component. You know, it's beautiful, man. A Hispanic component in East St. Paul. So they expanded, man. Issa, are you all right?
Man, I am tired.
We can't give you no dap for that, but what about?
I've been doing some medical stuff and trying to make sure my health, I get too much calcium in my blood and not enough in my bones. And then I went.
Who told you that, son?
The doctor. We did a blood test.
I'm just checking.
No, it's a blood.
Too much calcium in your blood and not enough in your bones?
Yeah, somehow my thyroids or hormones are telling it to take it from my bones and put it in my blood instead of the blood, put it in the bones.
Okay.
So they're gonna try to reverse it.
The name of Jesus. Get healed, boy. Be healed. I don't know why.
I went to LASIK surgery.
Hey, I kind of jumped to
I believe in the laying on the hands.
Yeah.
So see, now you're gonna be better now. I believe it now. I can have faith for your healing. Yeah, everything goes back in the right place.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me, I'll get you again. Go ahead,
Used to
boy.
smack me in the head all the time too.
Go ahead. Yo, I'm
Back
sorry.
at North Point.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. Go ahead. I'm serious though.
Oh, so I went to see if I was eligible for LASIK surgery. Nope, I am not. And they threw me out there pretty quick, like in 5 minutes. It was like, you need cornea strengthening, you know, and your eyes are really bad, and you need to see a specialist to get those things. So I'm going to start doing more.
The name of Jesus! Heal that boy! Heal that boy! Ain't nothing wrong with your eyes. Ain't nothing wrong with your.
That's a double up.
Ain't nothing wrong with your eyes. Get that boy some love. He ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with you, boy. Come on now. Don't let the people convince you now.
So I'm gonna be more health focused in the next couple of weeks. Coming running.
Good. What about your job?
It's going well. It's going well. Had my first dispute with a coworker, but we talked about it before, so I was already ready.
Was ready for it.
Not the scary black guy or light skinned guy.
Yeah.
So I was prepared to kind of like, it's cool, man.
How'd you handle it?
I said, listen, just leave it up to me. I'll fix it. I understand that I left this a certain way,
we both know the system. You trained me, so I got it. I just want you to know I got it. He always was like, it's cool, whatever. I can help, whatever.
Sure.
And so he was like, okay, I'm going home. I was like, cool. Bye.
Give a little hand Those are skills.
Yes.
Those are skills.
Yes.
Remember this skill for the laundry. Well, watch this. Watch this. Somebody at your job, this is always. Somebody at your job is always going to be a nemesis. You're going to also find one in the community. These people are sent. They don't even know they've been sent.
Right.
But they are sent. Listen to this carefully. I didn't get this a long time ago. It took me a long time to get this. Listen to me carefully. But the nemesis is sent to push you to your next level. Because they're trying to make you aware of something that you can't see on your own. If you handle your nemesis correctly, then you get the promotion. The promotion doesn't have to be in the employment area. It's in the humanities area where you become better than, because you understand your nemesis works for you. And you don't react to that stuff like it's the street, calling people all out of their name, and then start blaming him. It's him. Ain't nobody want to hear that stuff. You can't be bringing that to your job. So you did good. You handled that really well. We're proud of you. What about your little car? How your car doing?
Well, I got a couple of cars.
Cool.
The Lexus is. I talked to Bjorn. 3,700 or 3,500 to fix it to use engine.
Yeah.
So I talked to some other guys. It's around $1,800 with the other guys, but this is a cash job. So I bought another car.
What's the other car?
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
See, these pop guys got several cars. 5 or 6 cars.
Me too.
You gotta start with. Doug is a living example. Doug got on cars a 2013, and the car is so quiet, sounds like it's running off electricity or something. He got a hybrid, right? It's all quiet, and we hardly making no noise. I'm like, man, is that car on? I'm not quite used to that yet. I got one too, but I'm not too used to it. You know what? I got love for you all. I tell you what, man, the group I feel like I get more out of the group than you do. When I leave here, I'm full. God is blessing us again. Let's stand up and pledge on out. I will. Balance my family values. With my goals. I will. Exercise wisdom. What I choose to eat. Read. And do. Ain't nothing wrong with my eyes. I will. Strive to make all relationships. Win-win. No deal. I will. Under every circumstance. Maintain a positive attitude. There's nothing wrong with my blood. I will. Enjoy my life. Sense of humor. While taking advantage of opportunities. Learning from my misfortune. I will. Act upon circumstances. Rather than have them act upon me. I will. On a daily basis. Proactive with my goals. I will. Always protect my wisdom. My health. My happiness. I will. Stay principle centered. Maintain a positive circle of influence. I will. Daily learn. Commit. And do. I will. Act according to the POP Leadership Institute. Be productive in my community. And my private life. All right, let's help somebody help clean up. Let's get on out of here.